Hi, welcome to America Uncovered. I'm your most dangerous criminal, Chris Chappell. At least I would be if I still lived in California, because drinking your favorite beverage through a plastic straw is now illegal in a bunch of cities across the Golden State. Well, to be more accurate, a lot of individual cities in California have put laws in place that ban restaurants, bars, cafes, and so on from giving out plastic drinking straws to customers. So really, I wouldn't get in trouble. The restaurant would. Take that, small business owners. Now, the city of Santa Barbara, which has probably the harshest law, punishes violators for each individual straw they give out. First violation gets a warning, second violation gets a fine of up to $1,000, and for serious repeat offenders, 6 months in jail. Unlike, for example, selling weed, which is now legal in California. A lot of other cities have their own version of the plastic straw ban. From Los Angeles, which allows people to put plastic in their faces but not their sodas, to San Francisco, which starting next year will fine small business owners for giving out plastic straws, toothpicks, or even those cute little plastic cocktail umbrellas. What is the world coming to? How can we enjoy our pina coladas now? And look, if politicians want to make us sip our fancy cocktails directly from the glass like a bunch of animals, that's one thing. But what about people who need plastic straws for medical reasons, like the Shutterstock version of my grandpa, or grandma, or, okay, I'm not sure this counts as a medical need. But anyway, even if these laws have exceptions for medical reasons, these bans are going to make it hard to even find plastic straws at most restaurants. I guess we'll have to seek out alternatives like old-fashioned wooden paper cocktail umbrellas, or straws made from paper, or bendable steel, or glass, or actual straw? That's ridiculous. A straw made from straw? Where'd they get that idea from? But anyway, there are still plenty of straw alternatives. Yes, they're more expensive, but at least steel and glass can be reused. And even when you throw them away in frustration, they won't float around in our oceans for 1,000 years. So how did this recent fad of eliminating plastic straws come about? Because of this dumb thing called YouTube. In 2015, a marine biologist filmed this video of a plastic straw being removed from the nostril of a sea turtle. And it got 30 million views on YouTube. Look, I'm not saying I'm jealous, but come on people, there are better things to watch on YouTube. And now, plastic straws have become a major environmental issue, spurring campaigns like "Don't suck, refuse the straw." Get it? Because if you use a straw, you're a terrible person. But jokes aside, the world does have serious environmental problems, like the Great Pacific Garbage Patch, a floating vortex of trash, mostly plastic, floating around in the Pacific Ocean. And its surface area is twice the size of Texas. So banning plastic straws will go a long way towards solving this problem, right? Well, the media often cite the statistic that Americans use 500 million plastic straws a day. That's a lot. That's way more straws each day than there are actual Americans. Some of you need to cut down on your frappuccinos. Or at least 500 million straws would be a lot if that number weren't based entirely on a single phone survey conducted by a 9-year-old. A study by 2 Australian scientists suggests that there are up to 8.3 billion plastic straws scattered on the coastlines around the world. But if that's true, and even if all those straws were suddenly washed out into the sea, they'd account for about 0.03% of the 8 million metric tons of plastics estimated to enter the oceans each year. So, if this piece of paper represents all the plastic in the oceans, eliminating all plastic straws on the entire planet, not just California, would only eliminate this much of it. So if it's not straws, then surely most of the garbage in the ocean is one of the other things California has banned. Plastic grocery bags. Nope. It turns out that at least 46% of the plastic in the Great Pacific Garbage Patch comes from a single product, fishing nets. And other fishing gear makes up a good chunk of the rest. So you might argue that such an enormous emphasis on plastic straws takes resources away from solving much bigger threats to the environment, like getting commercial fishing companies to stop leaving their nets in the ocean. But there is one meaningful thing that the plastic straw ban might accomplish: reducing litter. California's ban on single-use plastic bags 2 years ago has substantially reduced that specific type of litter. Data from the annual Coastal Cleanup Day shows that plastic bag litter on the coast has dropped by 72% since the ban. So while the plastic straw bans across California may hurt fans of Capri Sun, actually no, it's doing them a favor. But anyway, according to my 9-year-old nephew, with this new straw ban, we could see a 72% reduction in turtles getting plastic straws stuck up their noses. Wait, what's that, Shelley? That sea turtle was found in Costa Rica. Well, that sounds like someone else's problem. The show's in Costa Rica uncovered. So what do you think about California's ban on plastic straws? Leave your comments below. Once again, I'm Chris Chappell. See you next time.